Hi there, I'm Thomas. This little video here will show you how to create an asset project, import some quick assets, and how the asset module actually works on CxPlanner. So for starters, I'm gonna create a new project. You might already have a project. If you have that, open that one. Otherwise, this one here is gonna be an asset quick. You don't need anything else besides the name of the project. Hitting next. Then we have different project types. I'm gonna run with a default construction project type here. Then the first thing we have to decide on is the checklist types. We can always customize that later, but imagine that you want to give them different names here like this. Then you have asset types. That's the types of the assets that we can work with. All of these is also just suggestions. Want something else, do it here, or we can do it later on. So create the project, that's it. And then we are live with the new project. On the project, you see we have the ID and the name at the top here. All main navigation is on the sidebar to the left. It's over here. We have all the base utilities enabled here. And at the bottom, I also have the settings because I'm an administrator. If you later on need to have uploaded drawings to mark the issues on the drawings, we can do that. You're never locked in. You can always change the scope and the size of the projects. Let's have a look at the asset overview here. So asset overview, all of the assets, global test view and test areas. That is where our test will be located. And then we have types of assets and types of checklist. That's the two settings areas. So let me just hit the types of checklists. That's the specified types that we currently have. If we need a new one, FPT, add it like that, it gets added to the list. We can move it up and down, change the locations. We can also change the name of these. Do whatever you need here. You can never locked in. So next one, that's the asset types. See, we have three. That's the three I created during the little startup guide here. Airline unit, general, and switchboard. If we don't want the switchboard, remove it. If we want to add another one, that could be VAV. Add it like that. Then you see it goes to the bottom here. You can always update that as the project goes on. But for concept, let's look at the airline unit. This one up here. You see checklist types, FPT, whatever name if we need to have one. Otherwise, we can add a template. So this is from my template center. And you see, now we've got the FPTs attached to air handling units. You guys are going to add an IST. That is just like the quick way to customize and set up different kinds of assets. So we've got two different types of checklists attached to air handling units. Let's see how that floats when we're going to add some assets. So the asset overview, you see that as the complete or the full overview of all the assets that is available on this project here. I'm going to add one manually, air handling unit 1 here, selecting the air handling unit type. We have lots of different data. You don't have to fill anything out besides the tag, the CTMS tag, and the asset type. Like that. Now we have one. I'm going to add another one, number 2, and maybe also a number 3 here. Then we have some stuff to work with. So in this concept here, you see airline unit 1, 2, and 3, type, and then you got FPT and IST and the level 4. Level 4 is marked as empty because we haven't attached any checklist to this section yet. Whereas the FPT and IST is marked as pending because they have a checklist. All the columns to the right side, that's the metadata. You can add data here if you like to. You don't have to do it. Yeah, that's optional. You can do it in this manner here, or if you have the same data across multiple items, we can just select them, add the data, and then all the data will be added in one go. Imagine that you're having 1,000 assets, 10,000 assets, whatever you have. Then you might not want to add them one by one. Then you want to utilize the options and then import assets. And you can import them through one single Excel CSV file. It's going to publish everything into the platform in one go. We have another video for that. So let me click on the airline unit 01 so you can see what an asset looks like. This one here is the backend or the core of the asset. Main information on the left side, and then on the right side here you have all the attributes. All of these attributes here can be updated like this. Type in the data, press enter. If you need additional fields, different attributes, just add them. If you are standing beside a nameplate, then you can just take a photo of that one, an image of that one, and it will populate the data automatically for you in here. Or you can search and find like data within a specification or in a manual, and we're going to extract that data for you too. On the left side here, the main area, you have the overview, the activity, whatever is happening on this asset. Then you got the checklist. We have two attached, the FPT and the IST. Then all of the tasks, no one yet. All of the files, don't have any files yet either. And then you have the QR code also attached to it. On some projects, you might have more data here. That could be the marking on a drawing, or you can have a picture of the asset, that type of stuff. The concept is that you can utilize the assets here during the testing phase, but you can also transition them over into the maintenance phase if you need to. Good. So all of this is clickable. So always just try to click, and then you can open the different checklists and items here. But for the concept of this video here, I'm going to go into the global test view, because in the global test view, you get like the main overview of all the tests. So now, like, instead of looking on the asset based, you're going to view it on the test and then the corresponding assets. You see the IST and the FPTs, got them here. The handling unit 1, 2, and 3, the FPTs. Same goes down here, but then it's the ISTs. All the data here, same concept. It will be like grabbed directly from the assets if you have enriched the assets with the data. Otherwise, you can add the data here manually one by one. On the right side, you also have the percentage completion that will scale up throughout the project as we add or perform the checklist here. Yeah, so this will be like your main checklist or testing area. So I'm going to open this specific checklist here in Unit 01 and the FPT. Clicking open, and then we have opened that specific checklist here. So main information at the top. Down here you have all the checklist items. This works perfectly on mobile and tablet devices. I personally really like it on mobile devices. But for now here, I'm gonna ignore a couple, and I'm gonna pass all the next ones here. So now we've been through everything. I'm gonna approve this checklist. I have a preset signature. Otherwise, just sign it. Go to save. That's it. So you don't have to do anything else. The system has created the test report and also pushed all the analytics for you. Let's go back to the test view here. You see N01 approved today's date, and the percentage scales up throughout the system structure here. If we jump into the asset overview, then we can see handling units 01, the FPT has been approved. So that is how you can like either look based on the tests or based on the assets. Let's try to open this air handling unit. See down here, FPT, it's marked as approved. 77 is like ticked off as approved. That's because the rest was marked as not applicable. Then if you jump into the files, we have call files. That's files uploaded to the asset. And we have reference files. Reference files is from reference activities. It's like a checklist. There's one. Let's open that one and have a look. Main information on the front page, tags, description, responsibility, signatures, and then you get all the line items and all of that stuff beneath there. That's one of the quick test generations. So asset overview, all of the assets. Test overview, that's when we're going to look on the test-based, so all of the tests. The last thing for this little quick guide here will be when something fails within a checklist and what to do with those issues that has been generated. Handling unit 02, we have the same checklist, pass 1, fail 5. These 5 here has already generated issues for you, so they're pushed to the global issue log. Let's have a quick look. I'm going to click on the first one. This one here is an issue or a task at CxPlanner. Main information on the left side, whatever changes that needs to be done, and then all the tracking is on the right side here. So if I change the status, you see from open to closed, keeping an eye on the red marker here, jumps to green, jumps to red. So that is how they are like directly interconnected. The next one. So if it was a mistake that I marked this as closed, I clicked on it. Yeah, you have to change the status here to switch between the statuses. If you want to reset it, remove it completely, you have to go into the settings of the task and delete the corresponding task here. Do that. And then it gets reset. keep the full tracking in the system. So you can never do anything and don't think it can be seen in the audit log, because everything is saved to ensure the valid history. Let's take the next one here. Really bad. See this, tagging the user, all of that stuff. Upload photos, mark on drawings. But now you see here, we have these 3 issues. I'm going to jump into the punch tasks here. And then those 3 issues are automatically populated into this main view here. That means when there are issues on checklist, you don't have to open the checklist. You can just use the global issue list here. Name, tags, checklist references, and so on. Clicking on them here opens the same task. I can approve it and close it because I'm an administrator. A low-level user would not be able to close tasks they've been assigned to. So that was a quick guide for assets, checklist, and then corresponding issues. Welcome to CxPlanner.